Okay, today we're going to talk about a little science again. We're going to talk about Isaac Newton and Newton's first law of motion. Isaac Newton was the guy who discovered that there were laws to the way things move, and he thought that it would be worthwhile to study more about it and learn more about it. His first law states that an object in motion wants to stay in motion, an object at rest wants to stay at rest unless what's the word I'm looking for? Unless acted upon by an outside force. So if something's moving, it wants to keep moving unless something stops it. And if it's not moving, it wants to stay not moving unless something makes it move. It's kind of like all of you. Kind of lazy. Some of the vocabulary words. Position is where an object is. It's the location of an object. Motion is the change in position of an object compared to where it starts. Okay? Force is the push or pull on an object that can move, stop, or change its direction. Friction is the force or resistance caused when two things rub together. It causes things to slow down or stop. Speed is the measurement of an object's motion, its change of position, during a given time. Gravity is the force that pulls things down toward the middle of the earth. And inertia is a big word, but it means just that an object doesn't want to change what it's doing. First, we're going to talk a little bit about force and inertia. This is a scrunchie. I was going to use a rubber band, but I couldn't find one. So this scrunchie wants to be in this shape. It takes force to move it. If you're wanting to shoot a rubber band or a scrunchie, if you pull it back just a little bit, it barely goes anywhere. Gravity pulls it down to the floor. If you want it to go farther, a farther distance, you have to pull it back farther, use more force to make it go farther. Gravity still pulls it down to the ground. You have to go against the inertia of the object and use a lot of force to put it into motion. Our other example, here I have a cup, a penny, and an index card. The penny wants to stay, can you see it again? Okay. The penny wants to stay on the index card. If I just pick up the index card, if I slide it, if I push it, it wants to stay right there on the index card. Its inertia is to stay there. An object at rest wants to stay at rest. Okay? Now, again, if I just change its speed, change its motion a little bit, it doesn't change the friction of the penny on the index card. The friction keeps the penny still. But if I make the card go at a higher speed with larger force, more motion, the position of the penny changes. Gravity pulls it down into the cup. It still wants to resist change, but now the friction is gone from the index card, so it drops down. Again, these are examples of Newton's first law of motion. An object at rest wants to remain at rest unless acted upon by an outside force, and an object in motion wants to remain in motion unless acted upon. Again, these are our vocabulary words for this week. You can pause the video and write them down if you need to with the definitions. And you can easily do this at home. You can use a playing card or an index card and anything that can sit on top of a cup. Push it slowly, and it wants to stay on there. Pull it, slide it side to side. The penny wants to stay still. but increase the motion and the momentum is another word that we could use. Oh, I missed. And it falls down. Ah, see, I didn't do it hard enough that time, and so the friction kept it on here. Because again, it wants to stay, and the friction causes it to almost be attached to the index card. You do it hard enough, and the friction is gone. You make the speed of the index card go faster, the friction's gone, the penny drops down into the cup. Hopefully I'll get better at doing these in the future, and I'll come up with some really cool, fun experiments to try. But this was a nice, quick, easy experiment to kind of give you the idea of what all of these things mean.